I don't like the look of this.
Oh, I didn't realize I had to advance this. I was looking at my phone really quick. Sorry.
Mirror now mastered. The season of the beast ends. That of peace begins.
You?
I am free at last. I shed my shell of torment and walk in the sun. The mirror's power, though great, could not show the truth. That truth lay within. With it inside me, at last the miasma cleared. The curse was broken. One question remains. How did the mirror get there? What brought the out in? Alas, time grows short. My spirit ebbs like the tide. I drift from life's shore. But I am ready. Knowing that all is now well, I die happily. I ask only this. Tell my mother I love her. I await her there.
When first we came here, rage burned in me at Miko, at her treachery. But though she did wrong, she did it with good reason, or so she believed. She loved her son Ryu, just as we love our mother, as the fox its cubs. Now to the village. Sun shines on Hotto once more. We must share the news.
Man, Ryu has a sick character design. I wish he was like an actual character that wasn't dead this whole time so we can actually like learn about him. Seems like such a cool character I want to learn about.
At last we are saved. Your courage is as boundless as the starry skies.
By the way, I see a question in chat. I am not ignoring it. I'm gonna answer it. I'm just gonna wait till we're out of the story sequences so I can like do stuff. Because I do have a lot to, not a lot necessarily, but I do have like a big thing to say about it. It's not like a simple yes or no.
Mother! Yes!
Can you forgive us? To condone your sacrifice brought eternal shame.
The past is buried. A new season greets us all. A season of sun.
How can the sun shine on a village whose people drift now, rudderless? We believed in lies, trusted one who betrayed us. Who now will guide us?
Are grown-ups not supposed to be able to think for themselves?
The dragon is gone. For this, we thank our friends here, but Miko the most. Though she betrayed us, we only live thanks to her. Our breath is her gift. To sacrifice us must have burned hotter than fire. We must forgive her. A new dawn awaits. We must make our own future. She died that we might. They do not need to know the whole truth. They have seen tragedy enough. The people of Hotto must rely on themselves now. And Atsuko and I will make sure they do.
Great little story arc. It's neat. I like it. Gotta be rough, dude. Miko was in a tough spot. Awarded for saving Hotto from a fiery fate. Defeating the dragon, Tatsunaga saving the village from Hotto. So, now we have to go about the forge on Mahuji. I'm gonna answer this question first in chat. Do you like difficult bosses? I mean, like, sometimes, yeah. There's no simple yes or no about it because it depends what you mean by, like, I mean, I know difficult sounds exactly what it sounds like, but, like, I'm gonna do character builder while I talk about this. But when I play video games, I normally don't like when bosses are pushovers. I do not like super easy games. I like my games to be at least a little challenging. It's not to say I need every single game to be like a super difficult, but I do ask for at least a little bit of challenge. Like if a game is a pushover, I usually have a problem with it. Which, one of my favorite game of all time, Grandia, is like really easy, and that's like my only problem with it. Everything else about it is phenomenal, but my one problem with that game is that it's too easy. But I like a challenge. I wouldn't say I like difficult bosses, per se. Like, I'm not like, hey, I really want, like, the super difficult boss in this game. I do play Tales games on the hardest difficulty, so that should give an idea that, like, yeah, I look for a little bit of challenge in my games. But that's not to say I accept all difficulty, because sometimes difficulty can be done really badly. Like, for example, like, turn-based games, mostly, it's really hard to make a turn-based boss that's, like, difficult, but not unfair. SMT5, I think, does a good job for most of the game with making the bosses, like, hard, but also not, like, unfair and brutal. So, I think SMT5 does a good job with its difficulty. I didn't play on hard mode, but normal mode felt, like, difficult, challenging, but also fun at the same time. But, like, I think when you have a boss that's, like, either, hey, it's too bulky and, like, it's just, like, you get one-shotted all the time, it's not my cup of tea, so it really just depends on the game and how the difficulty is handled, to be honest with you. But to answer, the question is, do I like it? I wouldn't say I like it, but I like a little bit of challenge in my games, I guess. What am I doing with Serena here? I'm just gonna get Sage's breath in this book thing. We did 2 hymns, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I play Tales games on the highest difficulty, so, like, especially in those games, I like to be challenged. But there's been times in Tales of where I think the difficulty's been handled poorly. Most of Zone Cage and Grace's, so it just depends on the game and how they do it. Maybe we'll put Sylvander on Whip, so I'm just gonna get him Whips. Worm Whip. Sounds pog. Give me Miracle Slash, because I did want it that one time and I didn't have it. Gade, you ready for multi-feet? What are we doing with you, Rab? I guess just get some agility. Hey, more bonus points, let's go. One of your Rab skill panels. Yeah, I'll take a dodge chance plus 4%. Hard Claw. Hendrik, last but not least. You are ready for a cut above, finally. So pumped for that. Sun double. Might as well get double edge slash since I could use that. think that's good. Alright, so we gotta get to this forge now. The future is ours, though our leader may be gone, our lives must go on. We owe you so much, your deeds will live in legend, we shall not forget. So you seek a forge in the heart of the mountain, hidden from our eyes. I can't help you, but there's one who may know, Mistress Miko's maid. Words. We're almost done with we're basically done with the Hotto story arc. Now we just have to make the Sword of Light, and then we're ready for the final dungeon. And once we're ready for the final dungeon, we're gonna get working on those side quests. And Tickenton as well. And we gotta do the Wheel of Harma, but we'll do that later so we're like higher level. If I need to go back and look for more metal hands, then I will gladly do it. I probably want to end the game, like maybe level 60 if I can make it happen. When you're dead, you did more than save our lives, you saved poor Ryu's soul. I must repay you, do you have something to ask, something I may know? Childhood fable, the tale of a sacred forge, words half forgotten, the volcano's peak, a flame cast in its crater, a forge born again. But none may go there, a place not on any map, entry forbidden. Until now, at least. Take this gift, honored savior, destiny awaits. Oh, that one door! Yo, the Crucible, that's where the last taco is. Yo, Aeons? You playing FF10 now? Sick. Can I zoom to Mount Fuji? Doesn't look like it. But yeah, difficulty in games, definitely, I'm more prone, I like it more in action games because I feel like you can do it better in action games. If the difficulty feels rewarding to conquer, it's kind of hard to do turn-based games difficult and like make it like also fun at the same time. SMT5 does a great job with it. But, it's a lot easier in action games, but that's also not to say that action games are perfect. They can also mess it up. For the most part, it's just easier to make it not overly difficult for the sake of it. If people like difficult games though, like overly difficult stuff, good for them, but I don't. If I don't feel like very rewarded for winning something, then I'm like, yeah, that did not need to be that hard. If it's just like, hey, every move is a one-hit kill, blah, 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 or if there's a way to prevent it, then cool, but like, you know. I'm down for it. Oh wait, this is the, we went here already, so now we have to go to entry forbidden. There he is. Hello, Mr. Luminary. I took my ticking time, but I found the password for you. I'm going to go ahead and say it now. Make sure you're paying attention. Let me check off this word. We are done with this. Yes, Mount Fuji, door to the Crucible. We got that one. Baramos' Castle. Salvation is Dragon Quest 3.
How awful.
Heat is almost unbearable.
Hello.
Seems this place has been off limits for a very long time. I understand that the place where the Luminary forged a sword is a sacred place after all.
Darling.
So this is where the first Luminary forged a Sword of Light, right honey? Where's the Crucible thing we're looking for? I don't see any places for pounding hot metal around here. Let's keep trudging along, maybe we'll find it. Oh, look at that.
What's happening?
Whoa.
Beautiful! This is the place we saw in the vision. I'd know that decor anywhere.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's make a new Sword of Light so we can go chop the Lord of Shadows down to size.
Oh, this is great. That looks amazing. I love the way this crucible looks. So good. Same way I like challenging games, but not to the point where it can be nightmare like Emerald. Oh yeah, Emerald is like one of the worst fights in Tales of. That and Irene. Well, Emerald was like the worst fight in Tales of for a really long time, and then I played Destiny Director's Cut, and Irene's fight was also really bad. But I still think Emerald's is pretty lame. That's an example of like that's not really difficult. That's just frustrating. Some people say like, oh, difficulty's difficulty. Nah, dude, that's like difficult. That's like frustratingly difficult. That's like really awful difficult. That's an example of like, hey, they can make her a challenging boss, but they don't need to have like the stupid shadow wave attacking you every second. Her mystic art hits the whole, like, hits everyone. Like, she has way too many things going for her. If they want to have one of those things, fine, but like, something needs to go. Emerald has too much in her favor, basically. Like, I don't mind the mystic art, but then they have the whole, like, oh, the shadow thing stops you from using like physical moves on her, basically. So it's really annoying. And the killing field attack, I think it's called. That spell also, something needs to go. It's just too much. Plus, you fight her again in Zone Cage, and that's the worst. If you want a really bad fight, Solomus in Tales of Graces, the very last boss in Zone Cage. Solomus is one of the worst fights in Tales of as well. I hate that fight so much. Bones himself uses indignation, shooting stars. Really hard to stagger, has a mystic art that basically one-shots you, way too much in the way of like actually having fun with that. IMO. A great power emanates from within. This certainly seems like a place where a legendary sword could be forged. Use the forging hammer to work the rarefied orichalcum and make a new Sword of Light. Let's do it.